Hi everyone. This video is about pretty much how to become a contractor. Not a contractor like working construction, building stuff. No, none of that. This is dealing with security work. So yeah, I'll talk about myself a little bit. So yeah, I became a regular security officer. At the time, there was no state certification. It was pretty much you went to a security company, you told them you want to become a security officer, you go through whatever training they have. Once you completed that, obviously now you work for them as a unarmed security officer. You might be working, I don't know, real, you know, um, stores or whatnot, retail stores, movie theater or whatnot. Depends what contracts they have out there. Um, so I did that. I did that for a while. Then I became a firefighter and a EMT. Did that for a while. Then I missed doing security. Um, I ended up becoming a contractor. I found out about a company that provides armed security officer service for DoD, um, Department of Defense. So with my background, my firearms training and everything, because I ended up becoming a firearms instructor on my own, just to better myself, because I've always loved firearms and whatnot. So yeah, I stumbled upon this security company that has a contract with Department of Defense, and I was lucky enough to actually have um, been able to get employed by them. When I did leave out, I did do I did work at a armored truck company, so that helped me get into contracting as an armed security officer for Department of Defense. Uh, so that helped a lot. Um, so yeah, how do you become a contractor? Well, you have to have a clean, spotless background. Um, I'm not sure how it works if you used to have a record and you got it expunged. I think they still look into that. Federal government, you're not a federal employee, but if you're gonna be working through a security company that has a contract with the federal government wants to know um, everything about who's gonna be protecting them. So even if you got your stuff expunged, I believe, don't quote me on this, I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure they're going to find out. And if you have a track record, you're not going to get hired, right? Because in order to work for the federal government, you need some sort of security clearance, right? When I worked for as a contractor for DoD, I had to have a secret clearance, all right? So there's a lot of requirements for that. Um, so yeah, if you have a criminal background, if you ever been fired, because I've seen people they've gotten turned down because they got fired, um, they won't hire you. Um, that's how it is. I mean, there might be companies out there where all right, you got fired, they'll still hire you, but from the companies that I've worked for, you had to have a spotless record, never been fired, and some kind of impressive work history, some kind of background. Um, because they don't want to just hire just anyone. Right? You got to bring something to the table. So yeah, usually you sign up for a company. Um, it's usually 2 weeks training. Again, it depends on the company, what they require, what your background is. Like I said, my background was lengthy, but the company that I worked for, they pretty much required just 2 weeks of training. Um, I could go over some stuff, what the training consists of. Obviously, you're definitely going through weapons training, or what I like to call as firearms training. So when I was a contractor for DoD, they trained us in pistol, shotgun, rifle. So there's a 9 millimeter pistol, 12 gauge shotgun, and a 223 5.56 rifle. All right, so we were trained for those three platforms. Um, you're going to go over the use of deadly force. There is pepper spray training and baton. Yes, you will get pepper sprayed. Yes, it sucks, but it's worth it. I thought it was fun. No, it really wasn't fun. It sucked. But anyway, um, so you're gonna go through that, and you're also gonna do some classroom training. Pretty much. Yeah, I was a DoD contractor, but for um, Department of the Navy. Um, that was who they had the contract with. So it's like the security company needs approval or the blessing from DoD, and then they'll decide, all right, you're gonna have a contract with Department of the Navy. So I was a contractor to the Navy through DoD, but we were providing force protection for the Department of the Navy. So we had to meet not only DoD standards, but also Department of the Navy standards. All right, so that was that's pretty much what you have to go through. They teach you other things, vehicle inspections, ECP, entry or exit control points, um, all that other stuff. Um, it's quite lengthy to get into, but it's pretty much what they expect you to do if you're protecting their assets, their bases. Because what I was pretty much doing, I was doing, like I said, force protection for the Department of the Navy for a naval weapons station. Um, so we were the primary security for their ECPs, their perimeters. We did some inside the base work. Um, the Department of the Navy does have their own police force. And they pretty much handled the inside of the base. Obviously, we worked alongside them, but they pretty much handled inside the base, whatever happens inside the base. But anytime if we encounter something hostile, something or someone hostile, we'll handle it. We also, obviously, the Department of the Navy, their um, security force is what they call them, not MPs, but they're naval police officers. They get involved, obviously, and they pretty much pick up wherever we left off. We do what we're capable of doing, what we're allowed to do, what we're authorized to do, and then they finish the rest. All right, but we were pretty much there providing force protection, and that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop me a message. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I'm probably going to get some comments saying that, oh, I'm lying. I didn't give you enough information. I mean, I probably didn't give you enough information, but let me just say something that every security company is different, right? Um, like I said, the company that I worked for had a contract with DoD, with also Department of the Navy, and that's how they did their stuff, their hiring process and whatnot. There's other companies where all they hire are ex-military and police officers only. So you also got to take that into consideration. Um, but the security company that I worked for, I mean, yeah, you had to be prior military or police officer or some kind of um, security officer, armed. You must already have a title or held a title where you were responsible of carrying a firearm while on duty. All right, and like I said, there's other companies like out there, Constellus. They used to be Blackwater. They mostly, not only, but mostly hire prior military or law enforcement. Very rarely you will go on their website and you'll see they'll have openings for like regular civilians, but most of the time you have to have at least some kind of security experience. So it depends on the company. Like I said, there's a lot of companies out there that have contracts with the federal government. Um, right now, I'm in the process of still being a contractor, but with Department of Homeland Security. Um, so yeah, it's slightly different. I'm not gonna get too much into it. But if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll get back to you. I'll be posting up more videos soon about all this stuff. So yeah, take care. Be safe out there.